After 8 long years of bitter conflict, the American Revolution was finally over. And now those that later became known as our founding fathers were gathering together to determine what this new Constitution, this new government, this new nation would look like. After weeks of bitter contention, struggling, striving over the smallest of details to the most important of decisions, a very wise Ben Franklin stood amongst them, and this is what he said. Mr. President, the small progress we have made after 4 or 5 weeks' close attendance and continual reasonings with each other, our different sentiments on almost every question, several of the last producing as many no's as ayes, is methinks a sad proof of the imperfection of the human understanding. We indeed seem to feel our own want of political wisdom, since we have been running about in search of it. We've gone back to ancient history for models of government. We've examined the different forms of those republics which have been formed with the seeds of their own downfall, now no longer exist. And we have viewed modern states all around Europe, but we find none of their constitutions suitable to our circumstances. In this situation of this assembly, groping as it were in the dark to find political truth, and scarce able to distinguish it when presented to us, how has it happened, sir, that we have not before now even once thought of humbly applying to the Father of lights to illuminate our understanding? In the beginning of the contest with Great Britain, when we were fully aware of the danger, we had daily prayer in this room for the divine protection. Our prayers, sir, were heard, and they were graciously answered. All of us who were engaged in the struggle must have observed frequent instances of a superintending providence in our favor. To that providence we owe this happy opportunity of meeting in peace on the matter of establishing a happy future for our nation. And have we now forgotten that powerful friend? Or do we imagine that we no longer need his assistance? I have lived, sir, a long time. And the longer I live, the more convincing proofs I see of this truth, that God governs in the affairs of men, and of a sparrow cannot fall to the ground without his notice. Is it probable that an empire can rise without his aid? We have been assured, sir, in the sacred writings, that except the Lord build, they labor in vain that build it. I firmly believe this. I also believe that without his concurring aid, we shall succeed in this political building no better than the builders of Babel. We shall be divided by our little partial local interest. Our projects will be confounded, and we ourselves shall become a reproach and a byword down to future ages. What is worse, mankind may hereafter from this unfortunate instant despair of establishing governments by human wisdom and leave it to chance, war, and conquest. I therefore beg leave to move that henceforth prayers imploring the assistance of heaven and its blessings on our deliberations, they be held in this assembly every morning before we proceed to business, and that one or more of the clergy of this city be requested to officiate in that service. Well, the rest, as they say, was history. They did pray. They did ask for the hand of providence on their decisions. And from that point forward, God began to reveal and unveil a constitution for a nation, for a land, for a people, unlike any that had ever existed before. And that Constitution is the Constitution of the United States of America, the land of the free, home of the brave, and a place where there is liberty and justice for all, as long as we remember that these rights come from the Lord our God and continue to ask for His assistance, His help, and His wisdom.